Hey YouTube, I was Swanton007 here. I've just watched WrestleMania 25. Actually, I watched it a couple of days ago. Gonna get the review out now. They had the pre-show of Primo and Carlito versus Miz and Morrison. I loved Miz and Morrison back then. I was so furious that this wasn't on the card, and that they put it as the pre-show. But finally got to watch it. This was my first ever WrestleMania, so it wasn't that great. They did a great job for being a pre-show, though. It wasn't a good match, but it was great for a pre-show. 2.5 stars. They did some great stuff. It ended with Morrison setting up for like a belly to belly kind of suplex thingy, but then Carlito goes over the top and hits the backbreaker. Great stuff. Both teams were really hot. People were pumped up about this match, but they took this off the card for the WrestleMania Battle Royal. Kid Rock, either one of them could have been cut down for this. So 2.5 stars for that. That doesn't really count towards it, but I thought I'd add that one in there. Then the pay-per-view starts off with you got one of the Pussycat Dolls singing the national anthem. They do the usual thing, and then the Money in the Bank. Now, coming into this Money in the Bank, there was one, maybe two people that people actually thought was going to win. Christian was one of them. People going into this thought that Christian was the bona fide winner. There was no one else. And apart from that, there was, again, CM Punk as the close second, with then Kofi Kingston, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin all coming in at a third place, all in that next spot, with the others just kind of there being filling in spots, doing their spots, and you could tell rewatching this match that everybody wanted Christian to win. Every time we got close to that briefcase, the pop of that crowd was huge, and it was a real disappointment for me as well. I was a huge Christian fan. I was devastated that CM Punk won. I wasn't much of a CM Punk fan back then. It took me till the heel turn on Jeff Hardy when I became a CM Punk fan, even though Jeff Hardy's probably one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. So yeah, but CM Punk comes up, lots of boos. They've obviously edited into the DVD, a couple extra cheers, but I remember them just getting booed out of the building. He was not over when he won that briefcase, and Christian didn't get it. Christian was so popular, he should have gone over, but he didn't. In the end, it was a great match. Shelton Benjamin did his usual fantastic 20-foot jump off a ladder. 4.25 stars for that one. There was a great match, probably one of the better ladder matches of all time. Next, you got the absolute spud of a match, Mr. WrestleMania Battle Royal. This had so much potential. It could have had Trish Stratus, Lita winning it. It could have come down to Mickie James, Trish Stratus, Lita, and Maurice, or Melina, or Beth Phoenix, and had Chyna in there. It had so much potential. But they started to use it to get Santino over. Santino goes in there as Santina and wins. Dud match, move on. Again, it baffles me. Before that, you got Kid Rock edited out of the DVD. Then you've got the Handicap Elimination match, Jericho versus Jimmy Snuka versus with Ricky Steamboat and Piper all on the same team. I remember loving this when it first happened. It was sort of a highlight for me because I'd never really seen that mix of mainstream media with the wrestler, because Mickey Rourke was there and that was part of the promotion. You had Ric Flair, and this was just something that I'd never seen before. And it was, wrestling fans see this all the time. They see all this coming in. Before it was Chris Rock and that Kid Rock, and that was just horrible. Do not like his music. There was one good song, but his performance was just horrible. The only thing he did was walk around and flick the microphone up a couple times. And I could go on about WrestleMania 28. I loved WrestleMania 28 before the Rock Cena. Lots of people. You gotta watch my video review of that to find out about that. But this match, the usual thing, what you thought happened, Chris Jericho got a couple down, and then it came down to one of them, and then you had Ric Flair interfere, then you had Chris Jericho win, and then you had this big thing with Mickey Rourke where he punched Chris Jericho in the face, getting mainstream media, stuff like that. Amazing at the time for me, but now you look back and it wasn't a very good moment at all. Then they brought out the Extreme Rules match, Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy. This was probably my second most looked forward to match on the card, maybe third, because Jeff and Matt, if it was Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy versus something else where Matt Hardy wasn't wasn't the heel, it just did not work. Matt Hardy did not work as a heel. This rivalry was not good. It was alright. It was not good. They had some great matches. They had some good matches during it. This match was psychology supreme. You've got Jeff and Matt setting up double tables. Jeff Hardy swantoning or doing a splash through it. You've got Jeff Hardy doing a 20-foot jump off of what is it, like a bunny hop over a 20-foot ladder, going down for leg drop, misses, and then Matt Hardy puts a chair around Jeff Hardy's head and twist of fate. I remember seeing that. That was the most brutal thing. That twist of fate in the chair at the end. The brutality that Matt had to pull that off and to do that against his brother. It was one of the better storytelling matches in this sort of thing that we've had in our recent generation of mid-carders. You don't really get this. This was definitely a main event kind of psychology that didn't have main event stars, that will never ever have the prestige that other matches will. Yeah, I'll move on. So 3.5 stars for that one. Next, you've got the IC Championship match, JBL versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio beats JBL. JBL retires in a match. Then you've got the match of the night, the show stealer, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels doing what he does best and stealing the show at WrestleMania, and The Undertaker holding his streak. This match was amazing. Oh, when I watched this, this was my number one match for this card. I was so pumped up for this. This was awesome. I was looking forward to so much, and it performed. Everybody, you could see the crowd, they just enjoyed it so much, and they looked at the falls, and you believed that Shawn could beat him. He was just so close, but that Shawn kept kicking out, and then Shawn kept coming back, and the Undertaker kept kicking out, and then the Undertaker hits a tombstone, and Shawn Michaels kicks out of the tombstone. Oh, it was just an amazing battle, and it is going to go down in history one of the greatest matches of all time. Dave Meltzer didn't give it a 5, but this was amazing for me as a mark at the time, starting my wrestling, whatever, and this just personified it. Shawn Michaels Taker. 5 stars, can't say much else about it, I can go on forever about it, but gotta get this done. Now, my second match I was looking forward to, the triple threat matches. I love triple threat matches. This is kind of where it sort of originated from, I feel, my love for triple threat matches, from this match, because I love the way that they, sometimes you could have 2-on-1, and then they get one of them out of the ring, and then someone betrays the other, and you'd always have this constant changing of contrast. You don't have these two people constantly going at it. You always have these different things. You have surprises. You have to have quick finishes. You have example. What is it? Say Big Show goes for the knockout punch. John Cena dodges, puts him up on his shoulders. Edge comes out and spears him. Big Show drops down and tries to pin Cena. Edge doesn't notice. Big Show wins. Those sorts of quick finishes. I could go on. John Cena. I'll go on what happened. John Cena FU'd Edge, Then Big Show and John Cena went at it for a little, and then Edge came in, speared John Cena. Big Show and Edge went at it, and then Cena came back and tried to double FU them, didn't quite, got the Big Show over, then redid Edge, finishing the match. I just loved it. 3 3/4 stars, not as good as the Triple Threat the year before, or Triple Threats in the past, but this was just something that made me come to my love of Triple Threat matches. 3 3/4 stars for that. John Cena came out with the win, not happy with that. I really felt Ed should have come out with the win here, but what are you going to do? He wins it at the next pay-per-view, and then loses it in the next one. Then you got the WWE Championship Match, Triple H vs. Randy. This killed the whole pay-per-view. If this had pulled off a 4-star match, this pay-per-view would have been a 8.25. They tried to go slow and psychological, but they've gone from Shawn Michaels Undertaker taking all the thing out of the crowd, then slowing down for the Edge John Cena Big Show, but they had a huge finish, and just by the end you get to this last match and the whole crowd is so tired, and then they work this match, they try and build it, they try and get the crowd into it, but it just didn't work. They were too tired, they couldn't bring the crowd into it, so they didn't come into their own, they couldn't tell what was going on. So they didn't have that great a match. Definitely, probably their worst on pay-per-view between the two, and it was really just disappointing to see them doing this at WrestleMania. It's happened this way. I'm pretty sure Triple H got over. But yeah, they had a quick finish and that was alright. So 2.25 stars for that. Overall, I'm going to give the pay-per-view a 6.75 out of 10. It passes by 0.25. I had to. I loved this when I was first watched it, but now it's not quite so good. It gets dragged down for stupid Miss WrestleManias, the Kid Rock stuff, a poor main event, leaving Primo and Carlito and The Miz off the card. And it really, if you had Chris Jericho's match having a 4-star, that just adds that extra bit to it. You would have had the perfect card. You could have had Edge, John Cena, Big Show doing 3 1/4, and then the main event just performing on a 4-star level. It would have made the pay-per-view, but just didn't quite get there. And yeah, so there you go, guys. That's my first WrestleMania I ever watched. I'm continuing my 2009 pay-per-views. I'm now watching a Shawn Michaels DVD. Hopefully going to get that out soon. So guys, I'm a Swanton 007. Comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. This one went for 12 minutes, 20 seconds. My longest video in a long time. But yeah, I felt like it deserved it. So guys, I'm a Swanton 007. Comment, like, I said it before. See ya.